Thank you so much for joining me today. Today's video is about all the pros and all the cons of living in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Chapel Hill is considered the southern part of heaven. If this sounds interesting to you, please definitely hit that subscribe button or hit that like button as well. And if you want to stay on top of content just like this, hit that notification button so that you're notified of videos when we drop them. We do drop them on a weekly basis. My name is Mike Wolgin. I am the owner-operator of the Wolgin Real Estate Group, one of the Triangle area's top producing real estate teams. We get calls, texts, emails, and Zoom requests from people just like you on a daily basis looking to learn about our area or even make a move to the area, whether it's now, 6 months from now, 12 months from now. If that sounds like you and you have some questions about living in the Triangle, or you're thinking about making a move here to the Triangle area, all of our contact information is below in the comments section. Please definitely hit us up. We will take excellent care of you. We are consistently ranked in the top 25 by the Triangle Business Journal for top producing real estate teams in the Raleigh area, and we will treat you like family and make your next move to Raleigh the best move. Let's get right into the pros of living in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Again, Chapel Hill is considered the southern part of heaven. It's a really cute nickname for the town. It is one of 3 prongs of the Triangle, it is actually the smallest, Raleigh, Durham, and then Chapel Hill. Chapel Hill being the smallest prong of the Triangle area with a population of only about 70,000 people. Really, there's 2 parts of Chapel Hill. There's Orange County, Carrboro, and then there's Chatham County as well. There's some houses in Durham County too, but mostly made up of Orange County, Carrboro, and then Chatham County. So the first pro of living in Chapel Hill, North Carolina is that it's extremely family friendly. It has excellent parks, neighborhood amenities for families. Neighborhoods like Meadowmont, Briar Chapel, Southern Village are all neighborhoods with amenities that are walkable to the schools and dining and shopping, and even nature parks and nature preserves. There's 18 miles of trails for families to enjoy, both at the UNC North Campus trails and Cedar and Homestead Park trails, and is the closest town to our area's largest recreational lake, which is Jordan Lake. Great place to go spend the day. I've talked about it in previous videos. You can go take a boat out, go skiing, just enjoy one of the many beaches on the lake. So just an incredible place for families to congregate, lots of things to do, shopping, dining, tons of neighborhoods built for families to be walkable to things, and then you have all those trails and nature preserves and parks as well. So the second pro of living in Chapel Hill, North Carolina is that it's great for professionals. It's only 20 minutes to RTP, which is host to 170 companies, including but not limited to Lenovo, IBM, Cisco, Nortel, tons of other companies as well. Also coming to the area soon, you're gonna have hubs for Google, Apple. Apple did just delay their Centennial campus here. I'll do a whole new video about that, but something to keep your eye on. But they are coming. They've said in statements that they're definitely still coming. That's just delayed. So coming soon is Google, Apple, and Meta, which is Facebook, Instagram's parent company. It's an incredibly educated area, so still great. So again, great for professionals. Over 50% of Chapel Hill has at least their bachelor's degree. And neighborhoods in Chapel Hill attract high net worth individuals because it's so close to the university, because it's such a highly educated area. So it's great, really just great for young professionals and professionals across the board. The third pro for living in Chapel Hill, North Carolina is the incredible food scene. It was named the nation's foodiest small town by Bon Appetit magazine. Some examples of some of the great culinary experiences are Sunrise Biscuits, which is named the best biscuit by Food and Wine magazine in the country. Mediterranean Deli for incredible Mediterranean cuisine. Al's Burger Shack for nationally acclaimed burgers. Merritt's for their classic BLT, and then just strolling down Franklin Street for some of the Franklin Street staples like Sup Dogs and Sutton's. Just a great town for walkability and food, all sorts of dining options. Probably, including with Durham, just the best food scene probably in the area. A lot of options, lots of mom and pop places, lots of nationally acclaimed places, classic places, university places. So just a really good place for food and wine and bars. The fourth pro for living in Chapel Hill, North Carolina are the public schools. Orange County, Carrboro schools are ranked very high nationally on for the public schools in the state of North Carolina. They're A+ public schools ranked by niche.com, as well as considered the number 4 best schools in the state. So really great public schools in Orange County and Carrboro. And many of the students go on to UNC, Duke, NC State. We'll talk a little bit more about the universities as well, specifically University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. But really just as far as a pro, again, I get this question all the time, where are the best schools? Probably the best schools in the area are in Chapel Hill, Carrboro, Orange County schools. Some of the best schools in the state, again, ranked number 4 in the state. That leads us to the 5th pro of living in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. So not only are the public schools great, from kindergarten to 12th grade, but also it is home to University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. The entire town is centered around the UNC. We'll say UNC for short going forward. It is the nation's first public university and is ranked in the top 5 of all public universities in the country, which is astounding. To have that available in this area is unbelievable. Everything in Chapel Hill is Carolina blue, from the street signs to the fire trucks. So there are so many job opportunities around University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. The health system around University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill is one of the best in the nation. So it's a real boon to Chapel Hill to be the epicenter of UNC at Chapel Hill. And one of the other great parts of UNC is Franklin Street. There's just tons of shops, dining, and bars to explore. Really feels like a little city, a little Carolina blue city. So those are the pros of living in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Let's get to the cons. So let's get to the cons of living in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. I think one of the biggest cons, especially from somebody like me who's coming from the Northeast, is the weather. It is extremely hot and humid, really all over the triangle. You get long summer days, frequent afternoon thunderstorms, and the steady humidity makes it feel 5 to 10 degrees hotter than it actually is. So it is sticky here. Right now, I'm recording this and it's the end of June. It has been in the high 90s for the last week. So pretty brutal. My grass is taking a beating. So it's very hot and humid here. Some of the fact is though, while that is a major con, all the homes here are relatively new and equipped with central air conditioning. So old in North Carolina is really like from 1970 to 1990. Where I'm from, old is 1800s. So the homes built in the 70s to the 90s, everything is pretty much equipped with central air conditioning. So you're only really hot from the walk to the car to the house. Another little positive about it being hot is there's lots of cool escapes. There's Kids Zoo Children's Museum, there's South Point Mall, which is an awesome mall in Chapel Hill, and there's the planetarium. So some easy things to go do for those hot summer days to get away from the heat. The next con of living in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, this is probably the biggest con in my opinion, is the cost of living. Housing costs 67% more than the national average in Chapel Hill. The general cost of living, besides the housing costs of living, are 18% higher. The average home costs $735,000 in Chapel Hill, which is the highest in the Triangle. And there's extremely low inventory there and limited new options. So the cost of living only goes up with lack of inventory and no new options. So you're going to see housing costs go higher. Houses are, I will say, on average about 400 square feet bigger at 2,400 square feet than the national average of 2,000 square feet. In addition to the higher cost of living, taxes in Chapel Hill are $1.53 per $100 value. So a $600,000 house in Chapel Hill means about $9,200 in annual taxes, compared to only $6,700 in Raleigh. So about a third of the cost higher in taxes in Chapel Hill than in Raleigh as well. So significantly high cost of living in Chapel Hill. And the growth has been suppressed intentionally. They want to keep a small town charm and feel to the town. So, when there's limited inventory, it's basic economics, supply and demand. There's very limited inventory in Chapel Hill, so prices continue to go up, and it's a very desirable place to live. The next con of living in Chapel Hill is it is a college town. The whole town is University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. Many of the jobs are connected to UNC. It can be super fun and exciting with the university activities, like going to the Dean Dome to watch a college basketball game, or going to see a football game, or any of the other sports that UNC is incredibly good at. But it can be challenging too for a resident of Chapel Hill. It means increased crowds, so there's more people around, which can be a little bit overwhelming. There's rambunctious students. Try going to Franklin Street when UNC beats Duke. It gets a little crazy. And again, you're gonna have increased traffic. That's just the nature of the business when you're in a college town and there's tons of activities and more people in a smaller space. Traffic's gonna be tougher. The next con of living in Chapel Hill is being in Chapel Hill, but not necessarily being in Orange County or Carrboro. Really, this is just understanding where you're looking and making sure that you're working with a real estate team that has your best interests and knows what you're looking for and what your priorities are. There are many homes that have a Chapel Hill address but are in Durham County or Chatham County. So you need to know where you are buying, regardless of the town name, especially if your criteria is schools. If you are wanting to be in the Chapel Hill, Carrboro, or Orange County schools, and you're just looking at the Chapel Hill address and you don't realize, and your agent doesn't realize, that your Chapel Hill home is actually in Durham County or Chatham County, you're actually going to go to the Durham County schools or the Chatham County schools. So it's really just understanding where you're looking and what school is assigned to what county you're looking in, not just the fact that it's a Chapel Hill address. What's good about this is it presents more options, more diverse housing options. Like, for example, there's a neighborhood in Chatham County, Chapel Hill, called Briar Chapel, which is this incredible, beautiful, aesthetic neighborhood with tons of amenities that you wouldn't get in Orange County or Carrboro because the land is just not available. Briar Chapel is a staple in Chatham County, so it's a gorgeous, gorgeous community. Again, you don't get that with the limited options in Orange County or Carrboro. Another example is a gated community like Governor's Club. So you get a beautiful gated community with huge estate options that's a Chapel Hill address but outside of Orange County and Carrboro. So while you need to know where you're looking, it isn't a bad thing necessarily because you have more diverse housing options. The last con of living in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, is you will encounter older homes. Again, Chapel Hill is the smallest of the Triangle hubs. Intentional growth control happened in an effort to maintain the small town vibe that Chapel Hill is so famous for. So it hasn't grown like Raleigh or Durham or even Cary and Apex, which means there's almost no new construction in Orange County, Carrboro, Chapel Hill. So that means older homes. With older homes comes challenges. You know, you need to be aware of things like the age of the roof, the age of the HVAC. You're going to deal with older windows and siding, older plumbing and electrical, and even some cosmetic things that might need updating. The benefit is that older in North Carolina is really 1970 to 1990. Where I'm from, again, old is in the 1800s. So you're not dealing with crazy old homes. It's just older than what else is available in the area because of the lack of new construction options, because of the intentional growth control. But the benefit is, again, it's not that old, and it does maintain that small town charm, which is really what Chapel Hill, other than being in the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, that small town vibe, that Franklin Street vibe is what Chapel Hill is so famous for. So you get great schools, great small town vibe, educated people, tons of parks and recreational options, but you might encounter a home that was built in 1975. Not that big of a deal in my opinion. Anyway, those are the pros and those are the cons of living in Chapel Hill. I hope, as usual, that this content is beneficial to you. If you have questions or comments of things that we can do better, information that you want that we can provide to you, please leave it in the comments section below. We would be so honored to answer any questions or comments that you have. If you're local and you have something to add, takes a community, add it to the comments section below. Really appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to watch these videos that we're creating as we try to grow our channel. Again, hit that like, hit that subscribe button below. Help us grow this so we can keep giving you great information about living in the Triangle. Again, hope it was beneficial. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next video.